Let's get ready to grumble!
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the Royal Grumble. I am your host, Graham, and sitting in the corner to my left, staring blankly into the abyss, it's Daryl.
I like Abyss.
Yeah. Oh, Abyss.
Yeah, when he rocked up at Granby.
Yeah, I remember that.
He walked up to the Granby and said, "You're going to have to pay me more to wrestle it."
I imagine he probably did, yeah.
I don't understand his logic, but okay.
Well,
I'm not going to argue with.
You've got to pay extra to, pay for the asbestos insurance. Sitting in the corner to my right is Dan. Dan's back.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah.
Congratulations! Yay!
See, I don't actually know whether you mentioned it on the show last week.
No, we thought about it, but I lie, we didn't thought about it. We forgot.
No.
Yeah.
But
not like
I thought about it afterwards.
Not like me other half were going to listen to it.
No. I mean, why would you listen to this?
No, I'd be very worried because there's people that I didn't think listen to this show.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Like who?
Like my mum.
Yeah. Anytime we talk about Pete Dunne, his mum comments on it. I love it. Brilliant. Probably because he's borrowing her swimming costume. There we go. Back with the banter. Yeah, congratulations. I don't know if you want to say, but it's up to you.
I'm fine, yeah.
Dan's engaged, everybody! Yeah! Celebrate good times. Come on!
I mean, I've got to live up to Graham's precedent of 25 months between proposing and having a child be married. But
Which is re-clarified because he told someone before it was 19. So there you go.
I got it wrong. But Daryl,
What's up?
you're up to plate, mate.
You're next, mate. Get on it.
For what?
You're up to plate.
Lucha. Just saying.
Oh no, I see somebody that had a lucha mask at the wedding, and he's a massive knob. I will pay the swear jar for that.
Very good. Right.
No shame.
So yeah, let's address what you were doing the other week then, Dan. You were
Last week.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fight Club Pro.
Yeah.
I mean, something else happened. I don't know, but let's
Yeah.
get the important things.
Yeah, you
out
don't
of the
need to
way.
worry about that cable. It's the one that made the sound dodgy.
Yeah,
before.
I mean, it might feel tighter around your neck as we go, but
Yeah.
it's fine.
But I'm into that.
Yeah, obviously. Oh.
You just got to make sure to pull it at the right moment.
Yeah, exactly.
For the effect.
Otherwise, I mean, and then your pulling days are over. You know what I mean? Like if you go too far, and I'll come round, I'll take the orange and the other stuff away. We'll just say it was,
Yeah.
Yes, Dan, tell us.
So yeah, I went to Fight Club Pro.
Yes.
I'll be very clear. I didn't propose to my girlfriend at a wrestling show.
No, he's not Green
I
Lantern
really
fan.
wish you did.
Why?
No, because she would have said no to mick at me.
She would have left him, and she would have been right to.
I don't think she'd have left me, but she'd have definitely embarrassed me as much as possible for doing that to her.
Yeah. Don't do it. Just don't do that. Yeah.
But yeah, it was at the Diamond Banqueting Suites because
Yes.
Starworks is on fire.
That is better than the gold banqueting suites, but not as good as the platinum ones.
Yeah. It weren't the best show. Like, it was all
Oh,
right.
Trent, he's having a go, mate.
But-
Controversial.
I mean,
Yeah, with your mustache and your fat belly.
I travelled 2 hours each way, once or twice a month for this company.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like the venue. It doesn't feel like Fight Club Pro.
Oh.
So I was a bit disappointed. Like, I know a lot of people talked about the show last year being amazing at that, and that venue being part of it, but I don't know. I feel like the matches that were on would have been better in Starworks because apart from the opening match, the rest of the card was it was fine. The opening match and the tag match later on, they were the two good matches. So they're the ones I'll talk about. The opening match was they put out an open challenge on Chris Brooks because he's stolen the Fight Club Pro title. Whoever got the title back from him will get a title shot. So he ended up having a because all it was, Chris Brooks came out and said, "Oh, who are they sending out to fight me?" First off, it was Mark Davis from Aussie Open, then Clint Margera, then who else came out? I think it ended up as 6 people because then we got Chris Wolf, we got Session Moth Martina, and we got Charlie Evans as well. And it was a really, really fun match. Included a proposal in that match, actually.
What?
So Chris Wolf put her wolf
Was it
mask
yours?
on. No.
Okay, just
Chris
checking.
Wolf put a wolf mask on, and Lycos bumped into her and fell in love because it was it was a female wolf. And he pulled the ring out of his pocket and tried to propose to her. And before she got the chance to say anything, Chris Brooks took the mask off and just went, "Not a wolf, mate." And Lycos jumped up. Lycos jumped up and super kicked her.
Excellent.
See, that were a fun moment. We got a bit of a thing from last month continuing between Mark Davis and Clint Margera, who... So, I know I said this before, but their match, it got hyped last month as Joe Necro UK version, and it actually turned out to be that match. It was absolutely amazing. It genuinely one of the best fights I've seen on the show, and we got to see a bit more of that again, so they're not done with each other. They'll just carry on battering each other forever, and I'm happy about that. Mark Davis won the match after knocking... Oh, no, sorry. Mark Davis didn't win the match. Chris Brooks won the match by roll-up. But after it, Chris Brooks ran off, while Lykos, who had what looked like the title belt in a briefcase handcuffed to himself, stayed in the ring to celebrate, turned around to get knocked out by Mark Davis. Martin Zaki, the owner of Fight Club Pro, came in the ring to help get the briefcase open to unfurl a massive banner that said "F off Martin."
Nice.
While Chris Brooks pointed and laughed from the back of the room.
I thought Trent Seven was the owner.
He's part of it, but Martin Zaki's he's the guy who started it all off.
And these the Independence Day guys, both of them.
I think
because
so,
I know
yeah.
Trent was definitely involved with Independence.
Yeah.
Is Mark then? Is he the bloke? Is he the racist announcer man from Independence Day?
I don't think he is now.
Oh, I hope he is.
Nah. He's a good bloke.
All
as well,
right,
actually.
the Chinese guys aren't here. Talk about not reading the room when New Japan wrestlers have pulled out of your show. Jesus. I hope it's not him, but I also
I'm pretty sure
sort of hope
and
it is.
the fact that he sorted out me and Aiden with some upgrades as well for the show, which was very nice of him.
He's a nice man.
Because we originally got general seating when it was at Starworks, but because it was a new venue, we fancied better seating, and he helped us out with that. So yeah, very good stuff.
What a nice young man.
The other really good match was the besties in the world who I'd seen little bits of, I should say. They come out to Savage Garden and do a whole dance to it and everything. And they are the current Pro Wrestling Revolver Tag Team Champions, and they put out an open challenge, which was answered by Miller McKenzie and Pete Dunne. In what turned out to be a really, really great match, with Miller McKenzie doing a lot of Pete Dunne stuff, while Pete Dunne continually told us to stop it and was doing certain signs insinuating that everyone around him masturbates a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to think of the best way to describe the sign he was continually doing to people. Pete Dunne is doing his Stone Cold... Yeah, that one. Pete Dunne doing his Stone Cold gimmick like he does in Fight Club now, pretty much, just showing up and beating people up. And they won the tag titles.
Wow. Okay.
It's Sammy Callahan's company.
What?
It's Pro Wrestling Revolver's Sammy Callahan's company.
Okay.
And he's also the guy who booked it last year when CCK won the CZW tag titles and kept them for a bit and then lost them again. So it raises some interest. But
cool.
It was a really nice moment. The other thing worth talking about on the show, we finally got the singles encounter of Travis Banks versus Loki.
How was that?
It was fine.
Who went over?
Like you have to ask. Loki did pure 2006 British indie by going over on the local guy who probably needed the win and then getting on the mic afterwards and talking about what a great promotion Fight Club Pro was again, and he hopes to see everyone again soon.
It's like, I hope you guys get a name for yourselves, and they're sitting going, why did we spend money on you?
Yeah, he was just there doing...
We were really hoping to be big in 2006.
The only benefit of Loki coming over is that they posted a video after the show from Session Moth last year. The text to Jordan Devlin saying, "Is it Bants to grind on Loki?" And they did a video where
Jordan Devlin was like, "Don't do it."
Yeah,
put the massive head in the way.
They put a video up of Jordan Devlin dragging Martina away from Loki to try and stop her grinding on Loki, who was sat at the bar with Trent Seven, who just stares at the camera for half of the video.
I can't imagine Loki was that bothered. I imagine when he's shut off, he's shut off. He's just not very often shut off. In accordance with our rules, I have to read this. Dinner, a few spoonfuls of mango curry, not keen. 4 carrot sticks, 2 raspberry rice cakes, and a full apple and passion fruit pot.
Okay.
Well, it went off during the thing, didn't it? So
yeah, I did.
I'll hold to that. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't the best Fight Club Pro show I've been to. The matches were fine. It'd have been better at Starworks, but next month probably isn't going to be at Starworks either. So that's a thing. But they're back at Starworks soon. They're close to getting their license back again.
Okay.
So wait, it's the venue that doesn't have the license?
Well, because they're on fire, they have to get a health and safety license redone before they can reopen. Because of being on fire.
Bit awkward, that, isn't it?
Yeah, I imagine it's kind of like the Simpsons, the Springfield tire fire.
Oh, yeah.
You remember still on fire.
You remember when TNA's arena set on fire and they sold a t-shirt that said TNA is on fire?
Yeah.
Yeah. No one got hurt, it's fine.
People bought it.
That was the same time that I couldn't want to say Bobby Lashley, which is very racist of me because it's not Bobby Lashley at all. It's Monty Brown. There you go. Right, Monty Brown.
But not as big, ripped black guy. That's what
He had to do a promo spontaneously off of the back, and it is phenomenal. Like, it's nearly as good as the Scott Steiner percentages promo.
It was during an Eric Young match. There was an Eric Young match going on in the ring.
Yeah, they actually went on fire.
There's like smoke coming down from the fire extinguishers and stuff while they're trying to extinguish the fire above the ring. I remember that really clearly.
And they've got Monty Brown out there, and he's having a match with Samoa Joe, and he says, Fat Joe, and I call him a hippophant because it's a hippo and an elephant, and I am the alpha male. He is me, I am him. I am him. He is literally, like, I swear this is pretty much verbatim to what he says. And then partway through he goes, looking so fly, for no reason.
Does he end it with pouncer, period?
Yes.
Oh, that's all right then.
Yeah.
Classic promo.
Excellent.
I used to like Monty Brown.
I used to like Monty Brown. They squandered him a little bit though, didn't they?
They gave him some cracking entrance music in WWE.
Wasn't that smooth jazz?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
but
great.
then renamed him Marcus Corvon.
Yeah.
Well, do you remember
they
first named
awesome
him
pounds on Sabu?
Yeah.
They first named him Marquis, I think.
Yeah.
You know, like Marquis.
Yeah.
Corvon, and then he said Marcus, so they had to change it for the next week. Yeah, he was. I think he's got like a personal training business or something, isn't he? That was making him more money than wrestling.
I think he might be back in TNA. Or
What?
Impact. Because Grado posted a picture with him from the tapings that they did last week.
Oh, I hope he's back.
I love Monty Brown. I might watch TNA. I'm not going to watch TNA.
No. Even they are. That's how bad TNA is. Even with Grado and Monty Brown, which sounds like a great combination to me, still not going to watch.
They're
TNA.
doing Sami Callihan versus Pentagon in a mask versus hair match.
Okay.
So Sami Callahan's going to get the rag shaved off.
Monty Brown, right? Proper professional sports athlete.
Yep.
Transition to professional wrestling.
Yep.
Much like I'm transitioning to talking about a professional sports athlete, Ronda Rousey transitioned to professional wrestling in this current state, in this feud with Nia Jax.
You're transitioning.
We're doing it.
Good on you.
Offensive, right? Offensive.
I was being supportive.
I enjoyed that segue.
I was segueing, exactly.
You weren't here for last week's segue, Dan.
No, this one was almost as good.
up.
It won't be as good, but it was almost as good. Anyway, Squander Rousey. There you are. Use that use that as your headline. Don't. It's copyright to us. We're allowed to use it. So WWE did more to kill Ronda Rousey's character this week.
Well, what did they do?
Did they let her talk again?
Yes, there is that. Basically, this whole feud with Nia Jax is falling over. Like, Nia Jax had a match with Natalya, right? Remember last week Nia Jax bullied people?
Yeah.
This week, no sign of that. Nia Jax had a match with Natalya, right? Natalya got injured in the match, and Ronda was annoyed about it. That would be logical in a sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but
I mean, it'd be like, you'd be like, oh well, people get injured, but okay, fair enough. You've hurt a friend, so out you come to defend her. Natalya injured herself by tweaking her knee when she was running off the ropes. It had nothing to do with Nia Jax whatsoever.
Right.
And Ronda was like, oh, you hurt my friend. She's like,
do you think she walked out at the wrong bit?
What?
Do you think she just walked out at the wrong bit? She just.
I hope so. More to the point, speaking about walking out the wrong bit or walking on the wrong leg, Natalya tweaked her, I think it was a right knee, and then sold the left.
Well, you do sell the left, but
yeah, you do, but not when you've pretended to hurt the right one. Oh, it hurt really badly. That's painful.
Oh dear.
I had a conversation with V1 off of OSW about this. It was amusing. I was trying to justify why it happened. I said maybe the vibrations went through her leg
I saw it,
and hurt that while simultaneously healing the one that she tweaked in the first place. It was like, that's an excellent explanation. It's also nonsense. So
maybe she was overcompensating. Because that's what happened to Dominic Cruz when he tore his ACL in one leg. He tore the ACL in the other leg not long after it because he was overcompensating on his other leg.
You saying she's overcompensated for something?
Yes.
Oh, bit awkward. So is this, if they mess her up, is this the biggest opportunity they've ever messed up?
Definitely a recent memory.
Yeah, I think it might even be the biggest ever, because not only is it a legitimate sports star, it's also a legitimate star in the real world, and they're losing a whole gender.
I don't understand how they can get stuff so wrong.
Yeah, it is pretty hard to understand how they can get stuff so wrong, isn't it?
Because if somebody laid out to me and said, this is what the plan is, and then told me what's happened, I'd be like, why are you doing that?
Yeah, I go,
stop.
right.
Yeah, stop now.
There's the problem. Okay, this good. Yeah, pretty okay, that's all right, but that's fine. That makes sense with okay, that's a problem there. Right there. Just fix that bit.
Yeah, so like even if Vince has laid this massive plan out and all the writers are thinking, oh, we can't really say anything, surely Triple H or Stephanie's in there and they can pull their mental father/father-in-law to one side and just be like, look, you're a bit old and mental. We'll let us deal with this one. We'll take Ronda Rousey off you. We'll do the Ronda Rousey bit.
See, I imagine that at every arena now, apart from his office, he also has a Scrooge McDuck style swimming pool set up with all the money that he's getting from the deals for Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
He's had it brought out in cash, takes it around the arena to arena, he just swims in it all night and just shouts out instructions from it.
Yeah, but you don't think that bubble might burst? So like, if the deal's say 5 years or something,
Mate, it's wrestling. No bubbles ever burst.
say if the deal's 5 years, I don't know what it's like, 5 to 10 years, whatever it is. At the end of that, if they're thinking, well, you've got like Bobby Lashley and Sami Zayn doing stuff that nobody wants to watch, you've got Big Banter Baron, and you've got Buddy Ronda Rousey, like no longer worth any money. We're not paying you $1 billion anymore.
That's when he goes, I'm stepping down as chairman. Have fun, Paul.
What are you saying? Wrestling's cyclical or something? Everyone knows that everything in wrestling lasts forever, so it's going to be fine.
Okay.
Can you believe that in a time where they're actually going to they're literally failing upwards again? They're failing higher and higher. They're succeeding by failing further and further.
They are the Steve McLaren of wrestling companies.
They're absolutely Steve McLaren in right up there. They're parduing all the way to the top, aren't they? Good Lord. Speaking of Big Banter Baron, by the way, I have to rant a little bit about this.
Go on.
Guess who is now I can't even remember what they called him. Corporal or commissioner or something. Constable. Part of that word, Baron.
Yeah,
part of that word.
They did use that.
That's the exact word that they used.
I just want to point out while we talk about Baron Corbin, have you two seen his WWE.com picture?
No.
They've photoshopped his hair really badly.
No, but on all of his action figures, the hairline's very forward, and on the picture that's clearly photoshopped, which I imagine is a similar one to what you're on about, it's like
it looks like someone's just got a massive brown marker pen and just gone, yeah, that'll do.
You do know that, well...
Someone coloured in his hair with marker pen.
Yeah, like...
Joke for the room.
It was mascara.
Yeah.
According to Bruce Pritchard, that's a Vince thing. Hogan, you're like Hogan being bald and you weren't allowed to talk about it. That wasn't, again, according to Pritchard, that wasn't Hogan. That was Vince. And then the only reason they stopped like photoshopping his hair and like doing it on video and stuff like that and picking the angles is because he told Vince how long it took and how much money it cost. And he was like, well, why are we doing that?
But at the same time, Hulk still wears bandanas all the time.
Yeah.
Like even when he's sunbathing.
Yeah. Well, do you want to...
And the only reason to wear a bandana is, well, there's two reasons. One, to look an idiot, and two, to hide the fact you're bald.
I don't... Maybe he likes looking like an idiot then.
But like, it's not Vince telling him to wear a bandana still. I'm just doubting Bruce Pritchard's thing.
Let's carry on and just say how terrible Raw was. That's what I'm
I didn't
saying.
watch it, mate. So
well, exactly. I didn't watch it either. But yeah, so they're messing Ronda Rousey up off of UFC.
Yeah.
You know who else is off of UFC? Who's in UFC now? Right. We've got to talk about CM Punk 1. His court case with Colt Cabana against the WWE doctor.
I think the moment that WWE doctor, while under oath, said, like, they asked him, on Art of Wrestling, he talked in depth about how the court case went.
Colt Cabana CM Punk's not been back on Art of Wrestling.
No, because they're back to not being friends now. That's my theory.
So apparently, like, it was Punk's lawyers interviewing it, like, had him on the stand, and they said, "Oh, have you ever discussed CM Punk's medical history with anyone else?" And he said, "No, that would violate HIPAA." He's like, "Oh, what did you call it again? HIPAA."
What's that?
Oh, okay, so it's like the oath that you're not allowed to discuss other people's medical records.
Yeah, I know that, but what is HIPAA the oath?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
So, and they're like, "Oh, so you stick by HIPAA?" He's like, "Yeah, of course I do." So, and they asked him loads of times, and after they finished him, apparently Punk's lawyers just turned around and just smiled at their thing and just went, "No further questions at this time." And Colt Cabana's lawyer just turned to him and went, "That's what we call a slam dunk." And Cabana didn't really know what was happening until they got up again and said, "So you said you've never violated HIPAA, but here's this evidence you submitted yourself of you discussing CM Punk's medical history in a group chat with not only in a separate chat with Chris Jericho, but also a group chat that involved Jericho, Dolph Ziggler, and a bunch of other wrestlers. You openly discussing all this stuff that's supposed to be patient doctor privilege. And from that point, he was screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that pretty much ended it from what I read.
They also said they talked to the lawyers, they talked to the jury afterwards, and all the jury said, like, no matter what, like, Colt Cabana were never getting done. Like, everyone was like, what's he doing here? He didn't say anything. He just published it. Like, why is he here? Like, that's what they were all saying to to Cabana's lawyer. So he was never really under any trouble.
Yeah, it'd be like you and I get in trouble for all the stuff that Daryl says.
Yeah.
Which now, this proves that we can't do. So you know what, Daryl? Do what you like.
All right.
Yeah.
Don't do what you like.
I mean, they got one charge against Cabana dropped before the case started, because he was charged with defamation as well, and they got it dropped before the case started.
Because he didn't do it.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't say anything negative towards Dr.
No, but it's all been to rinse him of money, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Really.
And the fact that in the closing statements, he asked for $4 million plus a bunch of other stuff that equaled up to 6. And that was like, apparently the jury was like, and Punk's lawyer put it up as, so this is a guy who grew up in a rich family and stuff, who's openly said it didn't actually have any effect to him. He's still got his job. He never lost a night's sleep over it. And he's asking for $6 million. Like, he's just a rich kid coming after two guys who are trying to earn a living.
That, to be fair, is America, though. That's very America. Like, I've got all this money, but because I feel a bit bad, give me more money.
Yeah, I feel like...
Also, hasn't he had to pay for the legal costs?
No, I don't think so.
He hasn't.
No?
No. Punk was interviewed by Ariel Helwani, which is the only Punk interview I've listened to. And Ariel Helwani asked him about that, and he says that they would have to countersue, which would cost them money to do.
Right. And so they'd cost them money, but they could then... So it's almost like gambling, and you could countersue spending that money to then hope that you get it back.
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah, so he said he's not sure if they're going to do it, because like obviously he was asking him, like, I think a day after the trial. So like he was saying, look, I've got a fight coming up. Like, I'm really happy that we won the trial, but I don't know if I want to go through it all again.
Yeah.
But good on them both for getting a win.
Yeah, I mean, he needed one after he lost on last night.
Now,
I've already said that CM Punk won, so what you can do is you can cut that in.
He's not going to
paste it over this.
He's not going to cut it.
No, he's not. No, he never does.
No,
it's almost like he's trying to make me look stupid.
No,
or like I make myself look
I won't
stupid,
get to
but it can't be
watch
that.
the fight until after the show's up. Because I'm not staying up to watch it, because we're at Progress on Sunday. So.
Right, but you could just get the highlights on like Progress Morning.
I'll be watching the actual fight on Progress Morning.
Yeah, all right.
The show will be up at 8 a.m. So,
all right, okay.
Unless you forget to
upload it like someone did. Who did that, Daryl?
I wouldn't know, mate.
Oh, I think we might.
You'd never catch me doing that.
No. So, CM Punk was asked again if he was going to wrestle again, and no was the answer.
He's not. He don't even watch wrestling anymore, does he? He don't even like it.
No.
It's a bit like when you get rejected by a girl and you're like, never even liked her anyway, whatever. Don't even like wrestling.
I agree with him on his comments about WWE, though. It is all just LED screens, and it's...
You're misrepresenting what he said, right? Because they said what about non-WWE stuff? And he said, it's all the same. So he was lumping New Japan in with that as well.
So clearly, and also clearly that means he's telling the truth when he says he doesn't watch wrestling. Because clearly what's happened there is he's watched 20 seconds of WWE, gone, I don't want to watch this. It makes me sad. And now he's like, I don't like WWE. And someone's like, what about all the good indie wrestling that you used to bang on about when you were an indie wrestler? He's like, I just don't. Oh, that's the same. It's not the same, is it? You just don't want to watch it. Just say you don't want to watch it.
Which stadium did he compare it to? Which City Field?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, because he's super funny because he likes baseball and that. Because City Field. Oh, he likes the Cubs.
Yeah.
Hey, shut up about the Mets, mate. Right, leave him alone. He's bitter because they got in the World Series that one time recently.
They asked him about whether he's gonna wrestle, and he said nobody has ever made him a serious offer. So I don't think he's counting 5-star wrestling, asking him to pay him $1 million.
Wait, are you implying that 5-star wrestling wasn't a serious outfit?
Well,
when's 5-star will not die?
I think it's already happened, mate.
Oh, 5-star did die, so that's the problem. Yeah.
He he said that he's never had a serious offer. He's had a lot of companies or a few companies say to him, if you ever wanted to have a match or if you ever wanted to do it, the door's always open. But nobody's ever said to him, this date, this opponent, this amount of money. And he said even if they said that, he don't know if he'd consider it, but no one's ever said that to him.
Right, so there we go. All in 2 next year.
Yeah.
Joking aside, I would not be remotely surprised if Cody Rhodes has read that and gone, right, I'm going to make him a serious offer.
Yeah.
Which would be fun.
Yeah.
I still think he might turn it down until after he lost the fight the other night. So, yeah, it's going to be fine.
I'd love it if they do All In and then right at the end of the show, Cody Rhodes is celebrating with his NWA World's Heavyweight Championship because it's the most serious championship in all of wrestling. It's the World's Heavyweight Championship, the 10 pounds of gold. And CM Punk walks out to Cult of Personality and challenges him for belt.
Would you have him call out to Cult of Personality? Would you have AFI play? I'd be tempted to have AFI play.
I think they do Cult of Personality because
probably because it's recognisable.
Yeah,
but
even from Ring of Honor as well. Like he's run there.
I don't understand the reference.
So for a long time in Ring of Honor, before he turned heel, in fact, the funny thing about Cult of Personality is that was his heel music in Ring of Honor.
Okay.
After he won the title on his last night, in inverted commas, that's when he started using Cult of Personality. Up until then, he might have used something else at some point, but I know his big music was what's it called?
Miseria
Cantare or something by AFI, because like it's a weird song where it sort of builds to a point and then just stops. But basically, that has a fun enough. It's a bit like the Terminator thing. It has a dun dun da dun.
Okay.
Dun dun da dun, and like obviously it used to bang the board.
And his entrance would take the full song.
Yeah.
So he like timed his entrance out perfectly to it every time, and it was really cool.
It was really cool.
The other song he came out to was Ghost Train by Bouncing Souls on his last night.
Wasn't that when he left, though?
Yeah, that was his last
exactly,
night he came out to Ghost Train.
I would have Cult of Personality purely because that's the one that everyone most recognises due to his WWE run.
That is true.
And he still uses that in UFC, and he will be using that, or by the time everyone's listening to this, he has used that, because, again, he revealed that on the
Aren't Living Colour a Chicago band? Because they've got stuff set up because Young Bucks' dad's doing a gig on All-Star on that weekend.
Right.
And he's definitely going to perform them out to the ring on that night.
Okay.
So if they've already got like a stage set up there as well, wouldn't it be cool if they actually got Living Colour who are in the area to come out and do it as well?
I mean, they've sold 10,000 seats, mate, but I don't think they made of money. Like,
they've got that Funko Pop money now.
Yeah,
but like I know this is going to sound daft, but I will clarify. WWE paid Living Colour to bring CM Punk out. Now, WWE doesn't pay anyone anymore. Like, they don't pay any bands to do anything. So Living Colour must have been so cheap, they were like, yeah, just playing a couple of bucks at CM Punk, whatever. Like, you know what I mean?
Last time they toured, I think they played Academy 3, which holds about 200 people.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think they're... Yeah. It just happens to be a band that plays his song at this point.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
They're a good band, though.
Yeah.
I do like them.
But all I'm saying is he is around that weekend. He's doing the autograph signing.
Oh, yeah.
At the,
which sold out in like ridiculous time.
That's when Cody will speak to him.
Yeah.
And I think he'll come back in a year's time.
He'll pass envelope over full of cash. It's your payday.
This was our advance. Especially if they do it in Chicago again. Although I wonder if they might want to do it more places. We'll see.
There's a date booked at MSG. Have you heard about this?
I heard something about this. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, before the end of this year, which leads me to believe it isn't All In, because I don't know why they'd do another show. But before the end of this year, there's a date booked at MSG for a wrestling event that's not WWE.
I'll call it Ring of Honor Final Battle.
Is it definitely not WWE?
Yeah, it's definitely not WWE.
Yeah,
that's really weird. Don't you think? I mean, isn't the weirdest thing about this that WWE's had exclusivity there for years?
Yeah, but they don't anymore because they don't want to pay.
Right.
And also a televised event at MSG costs so much money to do.
Oh yeah,
that's why they don't do televised events there anymore.
Oh, I know that. You know how Vince is with these sort of things. That's really weird that he'd be allowing that to happen. Because
when I heard they said the amount of work that goes into getting a date at MSG, never mind a wrestling date, is mental.
I remember seeing him talk, or I heard him, or I heard this from somewhere. I just remember reading the quote. It was from Vincent J. McMahon, was Vinny, the garden will always be the garden. And I always got the impression that stuck with Vince, even when it became too expensive to realistically produce television at Madison Square Garden. And I'm surprised that his ego would allow that to happen. You know what I mean? Even if it's like, right, realistically, we can't afford to go there anymore. We can't afford to tape TV in there anymore. But I would have thought as soon as they go, hey, just, there's this wrestling event, you'd be like, what? Oh, sorry, what?
So why do you think it's Ring of Honor?
Because the Young Bucks, a long while ago, when the WWE stuff happened, when they burnt all their merch, the last thing they threw on was a thing that said Final Battle 2018.
Okay.
And everyone was saying about how, I think that's when their contracts end with Ring of Honor. But with everything, how it's billed and stuff, wouldn't the ultimate FU to WWE for them losing Too Sweet and everything would be to help Ring of Honor
and do the curtain call in Madison Square Garden?
But also, I think it will be headlined by Cody Rhodes versus Kenny Omega for the IWGP title in their proper blow off.
Yeah,
that would make sense.
They sold how many seats at WrestleMania weekend for that match? They sold.
I know
it's the biggest attended Ring of Honor show ever.
Well sold out, wasn't it?
Yeah. Can you imagine what it'd be like if Ring of Honor in next month, because they've got some big shows coming up at the end of this month, say Final Battles at Madison Square Garden this year. I think people treat it like they did All In. It'd be a massive deal, and I think they could. I don't know if they'd sell it out, but I think they get a very.
Do you know
good
how many
attendance.
seats?
It's 15,000, isn't it?
I don't. It might not even be as big as that. I'm not 100% sure. Phil.
Yeah. Okay. Phil Brooks. He's CM Punk, isn't he?
But yeah, I honestly think that'll be the main event. It'll be IWGP title, those two, and Young Bucks will do something big on the show as well, and it'll be the big ending to all this build up they've done for over 2 years now.
And Dave Meltzer will actually lose his bet when he said that Ring of Honor couldn't fill a 10,000 seat arena.
Yeah, that's true. 18,500. I was wrong. You're absolutely right. It's even bigger than we thought.
Is that for us?
For a pro wrestling event.
For a pro wrestling event.
Yes.
So I don't think Ring of Honor could get 18,000, but I think they could get 10 with that match headliner.
Yeah, I mean, if All In can sell out, why couldn't the same happen?
That's the thing with All In as well, because it sold out so quickly. Who knows how many tickets they could have actually sold if they had a bigger venue.
It's an interesting point. Yeah, absolutely. Very good. Shawn Michaels had some matches in Madison Square Garden, didn't he? The famous WrestleMania 10 ladder match.
Yeah, and he was involved in the curtain call.
Yes, he was. So there's two links that we've made in a fantastic segue. He's on about he might do one more match.
Why?
I don't know. Do you think it's something to do with shaving his head?
Well, I don't know. He's cut his hair off. What's the point?
Exactly. Maybe he's going to be Stone Cold Shawn Michaels. And he'll come out killing rattlesnakes. And
beating up his wife.
Yeah. What? Oh, no. I meant Shawn Michaels shoots rattlesnakes and probably hunts stuff, doesn't he? All right, okay.
I just got a bit excited.
Oh, God. Right. He named 3 people. Johnny Gargano.
Yep.
Which is really weird.
Well, no, because he's mates with him.
I'll level with you. In retrospect, I should have said this in the other way, because it was like AJ Styles, Johnny Gargano, and Daniel Bryan, obviously. So,
yeah.
What happened?
No, it won't happen, but for the sake of the podcast, I would probably prefer to see... I think he'd have a better match with AJ Styles, but I'd prefer to see him against Daniel Bryan.
I agree completely.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan's confirmed that he's not signed a new contract.
Yeah, of course he hasn't. Because
I'm right. Because I'm right, baby.
Because he might rock up at All In as well.
Yeah, well, not that, but he'll be at Final Battle, whatever, Madison Square Garden.
His contract ends on the day of All In, doesn't it?
Didn't it end a few days after? I seem to remember seeing it ended a few days after.
I'd always seen
that
end
when
of September.
Cody Rhodes decided to leave it.
Yeah, but then
I think he was interested and he started doing the yes lock and stuff, and then they found out it ended after.
But I think Meltzer today has said that it ends on the 1st of September.
So he's just straight up guessing then, as usual. Well done, Dave.
Or what could happen is, let's say he doesn't sign a new contract and it does end 3 days after All In. Why can't he sit front row and be on camera side? Because he's not, if he pays for a ticket and it's his day off from work, he can sit front row.
I think they have in their contracts that they can get heavily penalised and stuff if they're seen on camera for another company.
Yeah, because I know what you would say is, well, what if he gets sacked? He's not going to be bothered anyway, but it'll be something to do with finance. He'll be penalised royalties or something, won't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Anyway, so we've talked a little bit about All In. I think very quickly before we whack onto, because it's Money in the Bank next week, isn't it? So might as well whack on about that a little bit. Before we talk about that, we should talk with breaking news. Breaking news. Is
that the breaking news jingle?
Yes, mate. Yeah. You know what type of great breaking news it is?
Go on.
The Great British Grumble breaking news.
Oh, yeah.
Off of the UK brackets and that.
Yeah.
We've got some winners. We've got some people that you're going to go and see at the Royal Albert Hall, Daryl.
Men. Who's going?
Right, so who did we think was going to win between Ashton Smith and Joseph Connors?
Yeah.
Yeah, mate. You know the only person with theme music, Joseph Connors, lost to Ashton Smith.
Yeah.
Why?
I can't think of a reason why.
I can't think of a reason why either, just because the better man won on the day.
Yeah.
Huge shock. So Travis Banks off of wrestling and that, off of Progress Champion,
Yep.
against Ligero, who spoke this week, by the way.
Yeah. Like, stuff it, I'll say it. Like, I've known the guy for 10 years and I've heard him speak before, but it was still jarring to hear him talk in that video.
Yeah. I still think he spoke slightly differently to his real voice, though, don't you?
And it's been a while since I've talked to him in person, apart from the occasional, all right, mate.
He also said that someone actually told him that he's literally worked more matches than any other wrestler in the last, which I completely believe.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah, because he just he finishes one match and drives to another town, doesn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
At Corporation, the last show I went to, he worked on the afternoon show, drove up to Darlington for another show, and then drove back to be in the co-main event at Southside again at the Corporation.
Well, we booked him for Shooting Star Wrestling. He worked the second match against Keith Knight and then drove to Wombwell to have another match. Drove from Homeworth to Wombwell. It was like half an hour's drive or whatever to be in the main event of Southside at the time, or MBW?
Southside.
Probably MBW.
MBW, I think.
Yeah, there you go.
Zach
he lost
Zach
anyway.
Gibson won.
There you go. Zach Gibson.
Here's another one.
Soon to be recognised as the WWE's number one.
That's pretty good.
Not bad, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, so Zach Gibson, and I never actually said it, but I'll say it. Travis Banks beat Ligero, so he's given up his half of his gimmick, part of his name, and now he's just been chucked.
Oh, I've got the 4 matches that have happened. So Zach Gibson beat Amir Jordan.
Yep, we thought that.
Yeah, I've just said Travis Banks beat Ligero, Ashton Smith beat Joseph Connors, and Flash Morgan Webster beat James Drake.
Yes, he did. So
the rest of the matches that are left...
if you look like Jesus, it's a bad weekend for you.
Saxon Huxley advertised the popular board game Watermelon Smash.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Splendid.
Drew Gulak versus Jack Gallagher, Tyson T-Bone versus Jordan Devlin, Tucker versus Joe Coffey, and Dave Mastiff versus Kenny Williams. However, me reading them out, they've already happened and the matches have, I imagine. So, bit late there.
Oh, well, I'll be right. We've got an air date for the shows, though.
Yes.
They're on a week's delay.
Yes.
But they're being shown at 8 p.m. our time.
Yes.
So
Which
it's
is
like
3 p.m.
3 p.m. Eastern
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, 3 p.m. Eastern. So it's good for us in that we get them at a reasonable time. It's bad for us in the sense we don't get them live this time. Which, to be fair, is still an improvement over the several months it took for the Norwich one to show up. So
Yeah, that was weird, that one. Wasn't
yeah, that was very strange.
Yeah, they just wanted to get a foothold in
screen.
Norwich, didn't they?
Yeah.
Johnny Saints, the general manager.
He
They
is.
announced
He's
that.
general manager of the UK brand. You were excited about this, weren't you?
Yeah, because maybe I'm wrong, but maybe I don't think they've referred to it as a brand before, which leads. I mean, I don't know if they've actually announced this, but it's heavily rumored at least they're going to announce a TV deal or some kind of show, aren't they?
The accepted idea is that it'll be either night 1 or night 2. We'll find out at the Royal Albert Hall what's going to happen.
Yeah. So they've announced the general manager for the show. So we assume it's a weekly. I'd like to think it'd be a weekly thing. But I don't know. I don't think the country's big enough. Maybe I'm wrong to have a venue that size do a weekly show.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be venues that size.
No. Do you reckon it'll be like O2 Academy style venues?
I reckon it'll be smaller venues. Do you know any smaller venues in the north of England? Maybe somewhere where they've taped wrestling before?
No, mate. Where?
No. What about where they used to tape 1PW?
Do you reckon they'll do it at the Dome?
You missed your catchphrase.
I don't know your money.
There you go,
Do you
yeah.
reckon they'll do it at the Dome?
Anything's possible.
Mate, can you imagine if WWE came to the
It'd
Dome?
be the best thing ever, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it genuinely would. It'd be the best thing ever. I love it. Exactly. Get Corey Graves back in.
Yeah.
He's actually a hero in Doncaster.
Yeah.
You just don't realise it yet. We should try
mate,
and talk to him.
Mate, if Corey Graves came over to announce a show at the Dome,
He'd get the biggest reaction out of anyone.
well, I don't know if he would, but like I would actually pay for. If I knew he was going to be there, I'd pay for front row.
I'd pay for front row as well.
so
Yeah,
I
definitely.
could like absolutely cheer him.
Even if he was only going to be there on commentary, I
Yeah.
wouldn't care. I'd pay front row.
There'd be us three. I don't know if you get involved with this, but we'd be chanting "Welcome back."
Yeah,
And,
yeah. I actually wouldn't even feel sad about doing
No.
that. I'd be happy with
No.
myself. Right, we're going to talk about the Money in the Bank matches, the ladder matches in the main section of the show. But here's what we're going to do very quickly. Right, here's the card. How many of you know any of the matches on the card? Daryl, what's a match on the card that's not the Money in the Bank ladder match?
Seth Rollins is having a fight with someone.
Yeah, who's he having a fight with?
I don't know, his big belt.
Who's he having a fight with?
Oh, Guitar Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of his name, but Elias.
Yeah,
That's the
good.
one.
Dan, what's another match on the card? We talked about it earlier on.
Nia Jax, Ronda Rousey.
Oh,
Well done,
I
you've
know
got the
another
only
one.
match that anyone knows.
I know another one.
Yeah, go on.
Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal.
In Chicago. In Chicago. This relates back to CM Punk. In Chicago.
Oh, dear.
If there's going to be one match, they get CM Punk chance throughout the whole match.
All the way through. And actually, do you know what? I usually get annoyed with them. This time I won't blame them at
No.
all. Don't put that match on anywhere. Never mind.
Is Sami Zayn versus Bobby Lashley happening, or are they?
Yes, that is happening. We're related to the Ronda Rousey thing. I meant to say this. They could completely ruin their women's division because what else is happening?
I guess there's a woman's
Asuka versus Carmella.
Asuka versus Carmella. Yes, that's happening.
Did he say Styles Nakamura when he answered?
No, he didn't,
That's
but
not the
that's
one.
happening. That's a last man standing
Yeah.
match. Bludgeon Brothers against some people.
Oh, did you guys
With
watch the
hammers.
Did you guys watch the video I sent you?
I'll level with you. I didn't.
Not yet.
Right.
no.
So on the WWE YouTube channel, they put a video of Luke Harper up, and it was something like before they were a star or something
yeah,
like that.
they do them
Yep.
quite often. Those.
Yeah, and it like gave you his backstory and like looked into his real life a bit. Way more interesting than carrying a
Brody Lee was the best.
What a huge
I love
shock.
Brody Lee.
yeah, like literally, I'd be way more of a fan of that version of Luke Harper, to
Yeah.
be honest, than Bloatweight Hammer.
The match. There's a match I always remember of him in Chikara versus Tim Donst, and it opened with him bolting across the ring and hitting a big boot. Like by the time the bell had rung. And
Yeah,
I
but
remember it so clearly. It was so good.
I really don't care about his
Yeah.
match quality. Well, I would, but like for this discussion, I'm just talking about like they gave him a backstory, and like yeah, he did say, "Oh, I played the character of like a trucker,
Yeah.
an angry trucker." That's what Brody Lee was. But even if he was a babyface, it could be like a working man. He's a trucker, and he
Yeah.
comes and he fights for his family. Boom. That way more interesting than Eric Rowan's mate.
This match is on YouTube as part of a thing they did in Chikara a bit ago, where it was each Chikara guy picking one of their favourite matches from Chikara history. Brody Lee versus Claudio Castagnoli, or Cesaro versus
The cage
Finn.
match.
The cage match.
Yeah, yeah.
It's absolutely brilliant. Go and find that match. It's
Yeah.
so good.
It's really good. Okay.
Yeah, so he's all right.
And one more match. Sorry, tell a lie. Two more matches.
Uso's on it.
Yeah, because I didn't get to the end of the Bludgeon Brothers
Okay.
match. It's not the Usos. It's Harper. It's Gallows and Anderson, isn't it?
Okay.
Yep. And Daniel Bryan against Big Cass. Big Cass did another terrible promo this week. They're just whacking him in the suit. And Daniel Bryan did a really good promo. And do you know where that was?
Backstage on a mobile phone.
Yeah, backstage.
Really?
Backstage on a mobile phone. And where did it get shown?
I'm guessing WWE.com.
WWE.com didn't even make it onto the telly show. Right.
Well, he's not signed a new contract, has he?
No, he hasn't.
That's why.
Exactly. But we're gonna talk a little bit about the Money in the Bank ladder match. We're going to zoom in on what might be going forward for some of these people after this.
Before the renaissance of British wrestling. Before the revolution. Before the progress. There was one. One company who pushed the boundaries. One company on the lips of British wrestling fans. One of the most controversial companies in British wrestling history. One company bringing pro wrestling dream matches to the UK.
Dearly beloved, we're gathered here tonight to celebrate the life of Colt BW.
The Royal Grumble brings to you the in-depth look at the company that brought them together. The company that brought eyes from around the world to a small town in the north of England. 1PW, version 1, 2005 to 2007.
Coming soon.
Subscribe now.
We do not owe you money.
Hey, you! Don't book that. Book this. This is a heavy. We're all doing telling what to do in that. One better idea beyond. I should have said one idea beyond. That would have been better.
Apart from the stumble, that all good.
Yeah, cheers.
To think about it, because you did think about it on the spot.
I really did.
Like, literally 2 minutes ago, I went,
10 seconds
2 minutes ago, I said to you, have you got a jingle? And you went, no. Oh, wait, I might have thought of one.
I'll rewrite it next time. I'll be, hey, WWE, don't do that. Do this. This is a heavy. I've done it again.
If only we could re-record it.
One idea beyond. Nah, it's funnier this way, isn't it?
Okay.
I'll do it better next time. One idea beyond.
English isn't Graham's first language, so you can excuse him.
All right, having a go in that. Whatever. Here he is. He's having a go.
I'm not having a go.
Right.
This is good, isn't it? Oh, mate. I didn't verbalise this to you last week, but I went back to his motherland and his mother and father were there and little Mo Farouk were there.
Yeah.
And he just drifted back to Scotland, didn't he? But then as soon as we got in the car, it was back to normal Graham.
Does Graham know what you taught his son when we were around at his house before?
No.
As
What,
you were,
the alphabet in Arabic?
when's he
He already
teaching
knows
you?
that, mate. Come on.
Weren't he like teaching you how to read in like that from the other way around?
Yeah, we read the Quran, yeah. Is that what you mean? Yeah.
Don't touch
but
it, though.
When the advert for the England rugby team came on, you started singing to...
The what?
Yeah.
The advert for the what?
The
Do
England
you want to
rugby
explain
team.
yourself at this point?
Oh, yeah, well, we were both singing Swing Low, Sweet Child. Cause
Right, is this why when I walked in, my son was crying?
Yeah.
Also, you're not even off of England, are you? With your little foreign name. So, whatever.
I'm the most ethnic one in the, I'm the most ethnic one in the room.
Latvian.
Don't matter, does it?
Latvian. So,
Don't matter, does it?
right. Speaking of ethnic,
We're all in one European Union. We're all in one European Union.
Are we doing the thing we just discussed before to stop us running
Yep.
to 2 hours? So we are timing each section. So if there's any abrupt cut-offs, people understand
yes, we are.
why.
Right.
So
Disregarded
Yeah.
my fantastic segue that was probably mildly offensive, but never mind. I said, speaking of ethnic,
I think I
Ember
covered
Moon.
for you there.
Right.
Okay.
What happens if Ember Moon?
Do I need to time this?
Yeah.
Would that be a good idea?
2 minutes,
Yeah, I'll
30
do it.
seconds for each competitor in
2
both
minutes
winning.
30?
Yeah. Because that's
What-
still going to be half an hour. We're going to be talking about these 16 people we have
If there's
listed.
16 people, 16 times 2 is 32 minutes.
So yeah, it's going to be over half an hour at 2 minutes and
It's
a half.
going to be an hour if it's 2 minutes. Right. You each get a minute. There you go.
Okay, that's fine.
Right. I'm just going to time a minute. Right. Let's go. Ember Moon, 1 minute. Go.
Literally don't care. Literally don't care about Ember Moon. I know this ruins your plan for the podcast, but what's point? What's point in her?
Right.
I can't think of anything interesting for Ember Moon to do with this briefcase. Win it and cash it in. Win it and retire. Give up. Is that my minute gone?
That's your minute gone. Yes, done.
I don't feel that badly about her. If she won, then I could see them doing the thing where she calls her shot and has the big match, but probably loses to keep up the thing from NXT with her and Asuka, where she didn't win the big one.
So she loses big matches. That's fine. Okay, right.
Can we have more time for the men's? Because I've got more intricate booking thing for the men's. I'm level here.
Well, if we've got a bit of time
No.
spare, we can speed it up.
Okay.
No, sexist. So no, we're not doing it.
Well, I
Right.
was also racist. What?
Alexa Bliss. Dan.
She'll probably cash it in the first opportunity and win it back, and then hold it for an entire year again.
Yep, because this is only the second time she's had there's been a women's title match that didn't include her, hasn't there?
Yeah.
Daryl.
She's nice. I
Right,
like
what would you
Alexa
do
Bliss.
with her? Would you
What would I do with her?
no,
How long have we got?
cancel the timer. Cancel the time. What would you do
Don't
with
worry,
her
the
winning
time-
the Money in the Bank?
The time left on the timer is enough time for Daryl to finish what he was going to do.
That is true. Twice.
You're wasting my time here.
Go on then.
Oh, she'd probably win belt, wouldn't she?
Just win it back, yeah, because they really like her for some
Mate,
reason.
I want to be level with you. I've not got much for the women,
yeah,
to be honest
all right.
with you.
Fair enough.
Like, we can
I
talk.
know that feeling.
Look.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I've got something for Naomi.
Your girlfriend knows that as well.
Ask me about Naomi. We'll do
Right.
Naomi.
Okay, is it Naomi or Naomi?
We haven't got enough time to discuss
Okay,
that.
let's go. Right.
Right. So she'll win the briefcase.
Okay,
She'll make it glow.
obviously.
Have her glow in the dark briefcase.
Right,
Sell some merchandise with it.
there you go.
Then cash it in and lose.
That's 100% going to happen. Dan?
I think she would cash it in and win the next time they're in Florida, because they like to do stuff in Florida with her.
They just like to do any stuff with her. Don't they? They like her a lot. They whack her on
Yeah,
WrestleMania. She wins on WrestleMania.
Actually,
Has
I
she got
could see it.
WrestleMania winning streak, considering she wasn't on that one that we were on?
I could see her beating Carmella for the title if she were to win the Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I can see that. Fair enough. Right. Next. I think you know where this one's going to go. Dan, Natalia.
Ugh.
Cats.
Oh, no, this one's easy. This one's
It is
easy.
Yeah, okay,
So
then, Daryl.
Ronda
Ronda
Rousey
wins
wins
and
the belt. She
cashes it.
cashed in straight away. Boom.
Straight away, easy,
Yeah.
right.
But then, do you have the thing of going? She cashed it in, but Ronda still armbars her and beats her anyway. Why not?
Yeah, I would.
Because you've already ruined it. So why not?
I'd do that. She's
I
worth
feel that's
nothing.
what they do to further ruin it,
Yeah.
rather than create a compelling story. Oh,
But then does it?
compelling.
Is it compelling when it's Natalia?
nah.
Would she put cats in the briefcase?
On the briefcase, there'd be a big sticker of a cat on it.
Right. Would she put cats in the briefcase?
If Jim Ross is around, that briefcase
Oh,
gets
yeah,
thrown
God.
in river.
Yeah, he still technically works for him, doesn't he? Yeah. Keep her away. Right, good. Right. Yeah, these have all been well under 1 minute, which I think makes this a much better show. Right. Sashar Banks. Go.
She's not winning.
Well, there's a perfect pun, isn't there? Because it's Banks, Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
so that's why she's going to win, because WWE loves wordplay and
They
puns.
do like
I
wordplay.
actually think, looking at this, she's going to win it.
Yeah,
oh, no, wait, no, because Bailey's not in it. If Bailey was in it, I would say she's definitely winning.
Why?
Because then Bailey could be have her fingertips on it, and then
They've
Sasha
forgotten
Banks
that
knocks
they're
her over.
feuding, though. They've just cancelled that.
Have they? Oh.
Yeah. Don't know why. They've just straight up cancelled it.
I know why, because they've already ruined Bailey.
Yeah. That would make
Yeah.
sense.
Absolutely ruined her.
Oh, yeah. Beyond ruined.
Bailey is dead
more-
to me.
More ruined than what you would do to Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll predict a full storyline for
Within
this.
20 seconds.
Sasha Banks wins it, wins the Money in the Bank. Bailey finally gets a redemption story and beats Nia Jax for the title later on in the year, and Sasha Banks cashes in straight away and beats her.
Okay. Terrible idea, but not because the idea was bad, just because that means that Ronda Rousey has to lose. All of these ideas so far are running by my Ronda Rousey / Asuka has to lose. Next, Becky Lynch. 1 minute, go.
I could see her doing it and having a big match at WrestleMania with Charlotte.
I don't see any point in Becky Lynch winning, and I'm not trying to repeat myself with the Ember Moon thing, but I don't see a point in her winning.
I see a lot more of an upside to Becky Lynch than I do Ember Moon, and I think it's only because Ember Moon has nothing established on the main roster.
She's probably the least ruined out of people they don't care about
I like
on this
Becky
list.
Lynch.
Because she had nothing to ruin, though.
But I mean, like,
Yeah,
of
she's
all
pretty
of
good.
all the people,
Oh, she
to win,
is good.
Yeah.
Of all the people to win the briefcase, I don't think Becky Lynch. There's any point to it.
See, like I know what you're saying about her being the least ruined, but I think that's because they had nothing to ruin. They made her the first SmackDown Women's Champion, and they've done nothing with her since. She
Yeah.
gets very harshly treated for someone that's actually considerably over in a situation where she maybe necessarily shouldn't be.
She might make Steam come out at briefcase.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Plus, also she's doing that Edge tribute act, isn't she? So this would add to that. Good. Right. Charlotte Flair.
Oh yeah, so she should win it only if she's going to use it to cash in on Ronda Rousey at some point.
Really?
Yeah, because she's clearly the most over woman they've got. I'd even argue probably more over than Rousey to a wrestling fan, because Rousey's getting a bit ruined, isn't she? But she's up there anyway. And I think that there's no point. What's point in her winning it on SmackDown, because she's always going to be in the midst of getting a title shot, isn't she?
Yeah.
Because like she's the best women's wrestler they've got. So the only upside to her winning it would be to go to Raw. But like not to do the whole name your title shot thing, but I think it would be a kind of a Flair thing to do if she went, at SummerSlam I'm coming for you, Rousey, and I'm having your belt.
I think that if she won Money in the Bank, she would do a John Cena and lose her match after calling her shot. Because they'll
to
feel
Rousey
like-
or to somebody else.
I'll say to Rousey as well, because I could see him doing that one. And they'll feel like it won't harm her in any way, and it'll be a surprise that she doesn't win it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Just going to be technical, and I'm sure you'll appreciate what I said. John Cena didn't lose. He won by disqualification, but lost the briefcase. And finally, Lana. Dan, you're the Lana expert. Let's go.
Aiden English helps her get the briefcase down to keep up the
Yes.
streak.
I so hope that happens.
Can you
And
imagine
then-
2 years in a row.
Instead of her music hitting when she comes to cash in as a surprise, we hear it's Rusev Day, and she runs down, and Aiden English sings as the referee counts, like 1, 2, 3, and they have a big celebration with Rusev in the ring as well, with her with the women's title.
I have nothing to add, because that's what I want to happen now.
Yeah, that'd be much better. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the best out of all of them.
Yeah, but I would quite like him to say it's Lana Day when she cashes in.
He does do bits like that as well,
Okay.
like with Lana or whatever. But yeah, he does like he says there's something,
Because me too. Am I right, guys?
yeah.
Hashtag me too.
Hashtag me too. Well done. You two what? Oh,
I'm mates with Bono.
are you? I do know Bono. Very
These
good.
are all
Right.
his cars.
That's the WWE Women's Money in the Bank solved. It's going to end the same way as last year's.
Women's.
It's women's. Yeah, all right.
Oh.
That was just the timer
was the
going off
timer.
because I forgot to cancel it. Right. Next then. Right, let's move on to the men's Money in the Bank. Right. Start off with I'm going to start off at the bottom.
Okay.
Start from the bottom. Now we're here.
Yeah, all right. Okay, yeah. Well done.
Oh, you're an ultra.
An ultra, but you're still using a Drake song.
Oh, I want to fist
Still
bump Jim.
Drake.
Jim, fist bump me.
It's still a Drake song as well.
I might do that now just to spite you both on Sunday.
What a fist bump him.
It's like, all right, mate.
He's talking
if you do it, then I'll do
He
it.
prefers high fives if you listen to his podcast. You're
when he's
supposed to
talking about
high-five him.
Jim, he's like, "Oh, you used to call me on my cell phone because you like Drake." We're so indie, but we
but
also
no, he
like
does the
Drake.
fist
I was
bumps.
confused about that one because that's literally the only Drake song I know.
Well, yeah, exactly, but it's still a Drake song.
What, you've not
No.
seen the video to Hotline Bling?
I've seen clips of it. I've never heard the song though.
This doesn't run into our time, does it?
No, I mean, yes,
Yeah.
let's do minute up.
I've never heard the song.
Sing
I don't
it.
think.
You used to call me on my cell phone late night when you need.
And he's doing the dance as well.
my love. I know when that hotline bling, it don't even mean a thing. Oh, it can only mean one thing. Sorry,
Something
I got
like
it wrong.
that.
I've
The
got it
fir-
wrong.
Genuinely, the first time I ever listened to Drake was at a Progress show.
Which New Day member? Daryl, 1 minute, go.
I would like all of them to be in the match, and then one of them actually win it. Probably Big E.
All right, Dan.
Big E pulls the briefcase down, opens it, and it's full of pancakes.
Oh, I hate you for saying that. Now I don't want them to be in
And
it.
he's just
Never
there
mind
on the
win
top of the ladder with a briefcase, just pouring pancakes over himself
it.
while the
Hate
other
this
two
pancake
celebrate.
thing. No, it's
I don't
rubbish.
get that. I don't know. See where the money is with the
I
pancake
like the
thing.
cereal one. I don't like the pancake
It's the
one.
New Day. Everything's money with them. They can literally just here's them with an item on a T-shirt. It'll sell.
Yeah, but the cereal, they actually made the cereal,
Yeah.
which I saw the money in. Like they went, oh yeah, we've carried this cereal around. We say Bootios. You can actually go and buy it. Have they
They
got
might
a deal
sell-
with Krispy Kreme? Like,
Or even they could get a
For
deal
dough,
with.
Like that Power Rangers film where they say
Yeah.
Krispy Kreme every 5 minutes.
yeah, or like,
or if
or
they're over
like-
here, it can be Kingsmill.
or with
That's
McDonald's on like chicken nuggets or something.
7,
Are we done?
6,
We know at the
5.
time.
4. Yeah,
We're
okay,
done.
you've made it within the time limit. Right, good. Right. Kevin Owens.
Can you
Dan?
get up ladder?
No, there you go,
I'm
that's
the,
the
I'm
end
the
of that.
person. I'm the person who should not make fat jokes.
You're
about
absolutely
anyone.
right to say about Kevin Owens. He looks a disgrace.
But no, maybe this because they're going to keep doing the thing between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn where they're not going to be friends anymore again, even though it's the best thing either of them have done in ages.
Yeah, well, Sami Zayn's not in this match.
Yeah,
So
but
why can't he help him win and they'll be best friends?
Sami Zayn is supposed to help him win, and Kevin Owens doesn't win, so it leads to a feud. And Kevin Owens gets annoyed at him again.
That'd be a shame. Daryl?
Because Lesnar's the champ on Raw, I don't really see Kevin Owens winning it. Not that he has to go against Lesnar, maybe Lesnar loses it, and then obviously Owens can cash in on somebody else, but Owens winning it don't really do it for me, because like...
Well, we had that, didn't we? It was rubbish.
Yeah.
Actually, sorry to like overrun yours, but
Hey.
the only thing I can see on here of a person doing this, because Brock Lesnar's never at TV, Kevin Owens is the person I can see doing a video where he drives to Montana with a
You don't
referee.
get to complete this thought. Next, Samoa Joe. What would you do with Samoa Joe? 1 minute, go.
I would put the belt on him yesterday and push him to the moon.
Yep, good.
Like, he's the most overact on SmackDown, and I'm including my favourite wrestler, AJ Styles.
Good.
Like Samoa Joe's mental. Like, he's the only person that I believe on the roster would have a fight with Brock Lesnar, and he won't win. But like, you know that we've talked about on the show before when he said, "Look at me when I'm talking to you,"
Yeah.
Yep.
and then like Brock Lesnar like snapped a bit. Like, he's meant his Samoa Joe.
I could see Samoa Joe being the only heel who could get away with calling his shot, and it still get him heat
Yeah,
because he's that good with his promos. Can you imagine? Like,
but
I know he's on
SmackDown.
yeah, he's on SmackDown, which is thing where he could do it with AJ Styles, where he could say, "I'm cashing in at SummerSlam. You've got 30 days left with that title," and does a thing where he's building up to it. So and then he takes the title from AJ.
Thing is, it's WWE, and I think they like the element of surprise.
Yeah,
That's my only issue with this. Like,
Yes.
as much as I'd like, time's up.
Bobby Roode.
Somebody else they've ruined.
They've
Have
done
they, or
more
was
than
he just
ruin
never that good?
We had this discussion before.
We're not sure.
He was all right,
Yeah.
but he needs more character work than just shouting glorious and having a
Wrestle
robot.
Talk were trying to sell that James Storm was going to come back to WWE.
He had his chance.
Yeah, I'd tell him no, even if he became the best wrestler ever. Dan?
Do you remember when he tried to push Mickey James in front of a train?
Yes.
But
She's the wife of the NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
She hit the train.
That's for £10 of gold. That's the most serious championship in wrestling.
She hit the train and landed all the way up in WWE. That's how far that train went.
So if Bobby Roode wins the Money in the Bank briefcase, when he cashes it in, he's going to be too busy doing his glorious pose and he's going to get rolled up and pinned.
Yeah, I don't believe he's not believable enough for me.
Got a pretty robe though.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, that's it. That's all of his character.
Yeah.
Robe, theme song, does a DDT. Sweet. Right, Rusev.
See the Lana discussion from
Same
earlier.
thing, yeah.
Rusev needs to win that. Rusev's in the Samoa Joe category as well. He should have had the belt yesterday.
Yeah.
And he should be champion and having Aiden English do celebrations for him every time.
I know you like him. What brand is Rusev on?
On SmackDown, eh?
Yes. He didn't know. AJ Styles is the champion, and if anybody needed the belt other than AJ Styles, it was Nakamura.
But they're in a prolonged game of Rochambeau.
I don't know what that means.
Kicking each other in the balls until one drops.
Okay. Is that a sex thing? Like
No, it's a South Park reference.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Lynn, these are sex people. Lana, these are sex people.
Do you know MDF's illegal in America?
The balls. Lana, this is DEFCON 1. Get in and get out of here. No thanks. No, thank you. I don't want to participate in your balls festival. Well done.
Aiden, don't rub your fanny on me because fanny means bomb in America, so it's fine.
You're right. So it makes sense. Good. Right, The Miz. 1 minute.
Does not need the briefcase unless Daniel Bryan's going to win the belt at some point, and then the Miz can cash in and ruin his life.
Yep. Not going to happen though because Daniel Bryan's leaving, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm with Daryl on that one.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that makes sense for the Miz to win.
Yeah. The only reason for Miz to get the briefcase is if Daniel Bryan gets the title.
Although of all the male participants so far that we've discussed, he's the only one that I can see WWE giving it to. Like, as much as I like Samoa Joe, I don't think they will. But I think the Miz's character fits it more. He's had it before, so obviously it does. But like, I think the way that he is and the way that he would cash in would fit the WWE sort of thing.
As long as it leads to a promo of him doing "Hate Me Now" Part 2.
Yeah,
because that's one of my favorite.
And he used to bring that "Hate Me Now" thing, but it was like one of the only two good things about WrestleMania 27.
Yeah,
the other being Triple H against Undertaker and the Tombstone. We're good. Right, crack in. Miz. Next up, Finn Balor.
He needs to do the thing off the top of the ladder.
The coup de grace.
Yeah, I think he did it.
Did he actually do it?
I think I was there when he did it at NXT Brooklyn, the first one.
He needs to do it on main roster.
All right.
I could see him getting it and it leading to him challenging Brock Lesnar because apparently there is thoughts of still wanting to do that.
I don't know if I want to see that match.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
I don't think I'm bothered anymore.
I don't think that they'd be a good fit for each other. Just, like the size difference and the style. Like, can you imagine Finn Balor getting elbowed in the head? That's not funny, is it? Randy Orton is because like it's Randy Orton. And
put it this way, he got injured by Jinder Mahal elbowing in the head. This is pre-WWE title Jinder Mahal.
Yeah, like I like Finn Balor. Like and WWE I think maybe would put the briefcase on him, but not against Lesnar. Like I'd prefer him to cash it in on somebody else after Lesnar loses it, or use it to go to SmackDown and cash in on Styles because I'd quite like them to have another match.
They could build it on Balor Club for everyone. Lesnar's
no, they couldn't because there's nothing else to be said. The final one is Braun Strowman.
He can pretty much reach the briefcase from ring canvas, can't he?
Monster in the Bank.
Yeah. He you know what you said about Kevin Owens going to Brock Lesnar's house? Do you not see the money in the promos of Braun Strowman going into the woods to find Brock Lesnar and then finding him in his house while he's banging Sable and pulling him off a Sable?
Love him to pulling him off. Oh,
right.
Oh, I'd love
if that started happening, I would subscribe to Sky Sports and start watching Raw every week. Like, I genuinely would. That would be amazing.
Like the promos that would come from that are pretty entertaining, I think, but I don't see it happening.
The one spot I see happening in this is while two people on the ladder, Braun gets underneath the ladder, picks up the ladder with them both on, walks across and then tips them out of the ring.
Yeah.
I will call that spot.
Will he have a giant ladder like the Big Show did that one time?
Probably.
I think he'll break a giant ladder.
What if he should just use the steps? You know, the normal steps?
Yeah.
We should just try and bring them. That'd be good.
Oh, time's up.
There you go. Right, that's
this is the most concise we've ever been.
I've got something to ask you, Graham.
Go on then.
Who do you think is going to win the men's Money in the Bank? 'Cause I don't really think you discussed much in this.
Men's Money in the Bank. I think the winner is going to be Braun Strowman.
Is that who you want to
I
win as
think-
well?
No, I want Samoa Joe to win for the same reasons that you guys said.
Okay.
Because
So-
I like Samoa Joe. But
if Braun wins, how's he cashing in?
he's going to declare it, and he's gonna declare it on Brock. He's going to declare it as soon as he possibly can, and then he's going to win the belt.
You two have, obviously you've only given one prediction, but you two quite like this declaring the thing. Do you think that's a realistic thing? Because WWE
They
have
like,
done it twice, I believe.
yeah, but
Only
then you look
twice?
at these people.
Yeah.
How many of them can you see doing the surprise thing? Like, I can imagine WWE doing it with them, but in terms of, like, we talk about WWE ruining people a lot, so this is us saying it makes sense for this character to declare rather than do the surprise thing. That's not to say they'll actually do it. They'll probably just run in at a random moment, babyface or heel, whatever, and just do the thing.
The only people that it makes sense for me are on the men's side, Braun Strowman and arguably Samoa Joe. I don't think anyone else would do it. Even Finn Balor is supposed to be a big face. On the heel side, on the women's side, I could maybe see Charlotte doing it to get a match back with Asuka or to get a match with Ronda Rousey. But other than that, I think the rest of them are. I obviously haven't expressed my opinion on that. I think the rest of them are surprise cash-ins.
Yeah. For me, Charlotte, if she wins it and uses it to fight Asuka, I don't see a point.
I think the women's Money in the Bank briefcase goes quickly this year, though.
Do you think?
Because Carmella had it for so long and did so little with it. I think that it goes quickly this year.
Okay.
That's it. Men's maybe not so much.
Do you think the New Day are going to be significant in this? Because
No.
obviously they've done a thing about.
I think they'll do a little. I think they'll have it. I think they'll probably come out and tease who's going to come out, and then like after that it'll just be forgotten.
You know what? I've got a sneaking suspicion Big E could win. I'm just going to put it out there that I've got a suspicion because they've been high on Big E for a while. And this seems like a good opportunity with it being a surprise as well, him going into the Money in the Bank match, like him actually winning it. And then he's got the New Day still to back him up, and it's the way to transition him out into something new at some point.
Yeah, well, realistically, if the New Day didn't exist, he would probably have been a couple of years ago.
Yeah. But I've got a big suspicion that that's going to be he's going to win
It's
it.
going to be a big ending. Boom. That's his finishing move, and it's like part of his name.
quality.
He is going to reverse DDT himself
He's ruined it.
off the top of the ladder with someone as well. Everyone will do finishes off ladders.
Yeah, all right. Cool.
Are you excited for Money in the Bank?
I didn't know it was happening until you mentioned it the other day.
I like the little ladder matches. They're always a laugh. I'm always intrigued to see what happens.
I will be skipping to the ladder matches.
I'll be watching. No,
Yeah.
I can't.
I'll watch the full show.
I can't miss the car wrecks that are Carmella and Asuka.
Is this on the 17th of January? But June.
Yes.
Yeah, I will be in London on them days, so like I will be skipping.
I can't miss the car wrecks that are going to be Asuka against Carmella. Hopefully not a car wreck, but probably will be if they do the wrong thing. And the absolute 100% guaranteed car wreck that will be Nia Jax against Ronda Rousey, where WWE places their most valuable asset into a match with no interest in it against a woman who is very sloppy at best, who is now going to be handling a woman who has virtually no training.
Oh, now you've sold it to me.
There you go, mate. Nailed it. Right. That's it for the Royal Grumble for this week. Don't forget to go to facebook.com/Royal Grumble. Don't forget to go to twitter.com/Royal Grumble pod. We're going to be reviewing Progress next week, or even Progress, which is the actual name. Daryl's going to be breaking down what's going on at the UK tournament. That's going on. We're going to be reviewing Money in the Bank. Loads of other stuff next week. Next week's a pretty packed show.
We won't be reviewing Money in the Bank, so like that'll be in 2 weeks when we review Money in the Bank.
That's what I said. 2 weeks. Listen, just to what? Yeah, that's what I said. In 2 weeks. That's packed show because of Progress and WWE UK tournament.
Yeah.
Not because of anything else. Well, you guys got it all wrong. That's it. Say goodbye, Daryl.
Goodbye, Daryl.
Goodbye, Dan.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.